All right, man. All right. From what I'm hearing, y'all, that people have been complaining about the whole entire, Gotham Knights. People are complaining about it. They're saying pretty much they're upset that the frame rate is not going to be there. So we have a lot of graphic junkies, a lot of frame rate, ray tracing, people that their only thing is how well the game looks more than the actual gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna really pay the actual game more. They're paying more attention to nitpick on little things like frame rate. Like, most people don't even have the correct television, to even push a console like a Series X or the PS5 to the full potential. Some people don't have 1440p or 2060 FPS monitors and stuff like that. Some people don't have a 2.1 HDMI jack in the back of their TV to even fully get the full power of a console that you need. Now, the PC, you can kind of do a little bit of everything. And I'm hearing you're going to be able to boost it probably on PC, but for console, it's going to be pretty much locked at 30 FPS. And that is making a lot of gamers mad out here. That is making a lot of gamers mad out here because they feel like, man, we're kind of being robbed out of, what we deserve. We went out and paid our hard-earned money, and then you telling us that this is going to be a next-gen game only, or is only coming to next gen and PC only. So if it's only next gen, we're not going to be able to have the next gen experience that we've been asking for. So that I say that to say this, okay? Sony have been paying developers to hold performance back on Xbox. So maybe something like that have something to do with this. That's just word on the streets. That's what Sony is doing. So if PS5 can't run at 60 frames or 120, they don't want the Xbox to run at 60 frames or 120. Now, that's only going to apply to certain studios that does these little backdoor deals. I don't think that's going to be every studio. And it's a couple of studios have been a little shaky with me. They have been kind of rubbing me the wrong way. Like WB have kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I think they were trying to actually do a deal. If I'm not mistaken, I think Uncle Phil tried to get a deal done to make Batman series or Arkham series exclusive, but they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to sell the gaming part of WB. Now, they wanted to sell it at one point, but now it's like, since Xbox want to buy it, we don't want to sell no more. We would just do multiplat. It's a little favoritism there to me, and that's just something I heard. Some rumored to be heard, but I don't know if that's really what's going down, but it feels like that's what's going down. Like, how are you gonna have all of the fans of the Knight series, the Arkham Knights, the Gotham Knights, and stuff like that, all these big AAA banger WB Batman games running? I think most of them probably running at pretty decent frame rate, but then we get to the main one, the next gen one, the one that we really wanted to be started off with Batman, and then come out with the Knights, and then come out with the Titans, and then come out with Suicide Squad. Because I'm hyped, don't get me wrong, I'm turned up for Suicide Squad as well. Suicide Squad is a shoot 'em up, beat 'em up too. It's more of a shoot 'em up seem like type game though. It's a little different from this one, from what I was seeing, but Suicide Squad, I think, killed the Justice League. Now, I'm extremely excited for that one. I am extremely excited for that one. And this right here is a cool game. Don't get me wrong, I'm still turned up for Gotham Knights. I'm still a little more, it's crazy for me to say this, bro, but I'm still a little bit more turned up for this game than God of War. And this is a multi-plat Knights game, but it's still a AAA banger multi-plat game. But at the same time, Sony ain't these Decepticons over there, Sony ain't giving us what we want, man. I'm telling you, like, Jim Ryan, that idiot, that is the biggest clown in the gaming industry, man. For me to be more turned up for Gotham Knights, bro, over God of War, the biggest PS5, PS4 game on the console history, and this is how you're going to do your fan base by not giving us gameplay. I'm just comparing the two. It's like, why does it seem like I'm more turned up and more hype for Gotham Knights over God of War? Should I even be feeling like that right now? That's crazy, bro. Like, why do I even feel like I'm more turned up for Gotham Knights? This game just seems so cool, man. You got Red Hood, you got Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin. Look at all these characters. You got co-op mode. I don't know. Are they going to add a multiplayer co-op mode on God of War? That would be something new, right? A lot of people have been complaining. Hey, man, you're playing with, the main character, and then you got his son. Why don't you have Kratos and with Atreus? Why don't you have them in a co-op type mode? Now, it don't have to be the main part of the game, of course, but why don't you have it to where you can do something like Gotham Knights, like go around and have an open world experience and do missions together, just to make it a little different, to bring it back to life, so they have that longevity, and people won't say, oh, it's just a walking simulator, it's just a one and done. Once you play the game one time, you're not gonna want to go back into it because they don't have multiplayer. Like, I think they may have had one multiplayer God of War, but it's so old to nobody's even gonna remember it. It's old. But this is a game that I went over before. I think I went over it a couple times already, and it's about to drop. And it's crazy that we have one of the biggest AAA bangers coming out on PS5, and we ain't seen half of the gameplay that we're seeing for Gotham Knights. Now that is just sad, bro. You're bragging about a game that you're gonna bundle it. Now you want us to, now listen, Sony want us to be excited for the bundle that they're talking about they're gonna bring out with it. They're gonna I think continue to try to bundle Horizon 2, I think. Horizon Forbidden West. They're gonna remake Horizon Zero Dawn. Now these are games, these are AAA bangers they want us to be excited about, but they still won't give us God of War gameplay that we're asking for. And it's just I don't know what to say, man. I mean, where do we go? What generation is this? Like, is this just gonna be the remake station for the entire generation? Now, what are we doing? All out of all of the blocking rights, the blocking deals, the holding back. Now they're holding back consoles performance because they know that the PS5 is too weak to keep up with the Xbox. Now they're paying for that. So I include that into blocking rights as well. What else, man? Just being grimy and shady, doing these little exclusive deals like with Harry Potter, doing exclusive deals with the new Call of Duty. Things like this is just, man, I don't know, bro. I mean, what do you go for? Like, what do you really go from here in gaming? Because it's like everything is going to be held back by greedy, grimy, low down, shady Sony. They're doing everything in their power to sabotage Xbox and Nintendo and PC. It's like they're saying that they want to be friends with PC, but yet still you're trying to hold back Xbox. So how are you being friends? That is the worst frenemy, worst gaming relationship in the world. Like, how are you going to try to be not for Xbox and try to stop the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal, but at the same time you want to send games to PC, the home of Xbox? Make it make sense, man. It just, some of this stuff just don't make sense to me, man. I'm just bro, I really don't know what to say. I'm really like I really don't know what to say. Like, I'm lost for words at the way the generation is turning out. Really, Sony, black and whites though? Like, dude, did it really have to get this ugly between Sony and Xbox now that they can't even sit down and come to billionaires can't even sit down and come to an agreement? Trillionaires and billionaires can't even sit down and come to an agreement on Call of Duty, on a video game. This is on a video game because they don't want to lose that 30%, 40%, however much Call of Duty is bringing in to Sony. So that allows them to be basically lazy and not compete when you have third-party AAA bangers that's racking in all of that money. So when you got stuff like that, bro, they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So I had a call come in, so I had to drop back in. But yeah, man, this generation is crazy, man. And like I said before, Xbox is pretty much, this generation, they are really going to have to fight fire with fire. And I know, listen to me, I know, guys, I get it. We don't want to really be getting caught up in the crossfire. The gamers do not want to be getting caught up in the crossfire, but we really don't have a choice. So we are almost forced to choose sides now. It's not like it used to be where you can kind of walk in. I remember you can go into Target, Toys R Us back in the day, Best Buys and Walmarts and stuff, and kind of it was a little like, do I want to go with PlayStation? Do I want to go with Xbox, Nintendo, or do I want to get a gaming PC or build a PC? It was kind of simple like that. Now it's like we're being forced to make a financial decision. We have to be on a financial plan with Sony. You got to take a financial hit just to decide it, man. Listen, I already know. Now listen to the average person. I already know I got these bills coming up. Come next month. What do I do? Do I skip my phone bill? Do I push my light bill back just to get a video game? Like, this is how serious the gaming industry is getting, because first of all, what started was the pandemic. When we were on lockdown, you know, we had the quarantine and everything. So gaming, the price of gaming went up. Like, everybody was like, oh wow, nobody else got nothing to do but just Netflix and chill and play games all day. So that's why the gaming industry is in this chip shortage and a bun like that, because we could, this going into this generation, we were never going to be able to keep up with demand anyways. So Sony took this as a pretty much a cash grab. Something like, hey man, look, we're going to raise the price on the PS5s, raise the price on the games, because we already know people are hungry to pay, because a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people still be bored, and then like, we know they're going to want to be in the house doing something. So why not just target gaming? Like, that was the most dumbest thing, because you ain't bring value with it. You would have had to think this through. Like, okay, you say you're buying live subscription service games or something like that to put on PlayStation Plus, Premium, and PC. Now we need that mobile app. You know, we need that value that we've been asking for how long now? I'm just saying, man, we've been asking for we've been asking for a really long time. Like, and this whole entire generation started since the PS5 first dropped. We've been asking for a Game Pass competitor. You know, this game right here, Gotham Knights, should have been something. Should have been something that Sony would have been willing to put on PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Plus Premium, and Extra. You know, and it's crazy that, you know, they're trying to nickel and dime the fan base and the gaming community out of everything. Like, we don't even know. We don't even know the pipeline that's coming next year, really, for PS5 that I really seen, except AAA bangers, multiplats, indie games. You know, games like that. The only one we can really think of is Spider-Man 2. So what else do the Sony PlayStation fan base have to look forward to? Well, we're gonna play this game for the next 6 months. We're gonna play Gotham Knights for the next 6 months. You know, but don't forget, you gotta drop another 70 once Harry Potter come out if you have a PS5. For Spoken, that's another $70. So that's something we can look forward to. We can look forward to for Spoken and Spider-Man. Now those two we can look forward to, but after that, it's gonna be like, okay, and what if they decide to push for Spoken back? Or what if they decide to push Spider-Man back and say, hey, well, it's not really ready. We're gonna let Xbox drop all their AAA bangers because we don't want to try to shove Spider-Man out there and then it gets a low rating because nobody's really turned up and hype about it because they're so mad at Sony making all these bad business deals and they're still trying to block the whole entire Call of Duty Activision deal. They don't even worry about bringing their fan base value. They're only worried about one thing, man. They have been blinded forever and a day. And I'm gonna get back to the game. I know I've been blabbing about other stuff, but it's just some certain stuff that just comes across my mind. Like, how can you be a billionaires and trillionaires and you can't come to an agreement on a game? And the frame rate, we're gonna go back to the frame rate. And a lot of people are kind of upset. They're like, well, you got one half of the gamers saying it ain't really a big deal. I just want the game experience because I'm excited to play it because I'm a big Knights fan. I'm a big Gotham or a big Arkham fan of Batman and stuff like that. And the Harley Quinns of the world and Jokers. So that's one half. Now the other half of gamers, they are picky. They're gonna nitpick every little thing. They're gonna say, oh, well, the mechanics and the gameplay ain't really there. It's not smooth because it ain't 60. It ain't running at 60 FPS. It ain't running at 120 FPS. Now, Metacritic score may go way down for this game due to that same reason. Oh, it's not smooth. It's gonna have to have patches. I'm pretty sure it is because you're not boosting that frame rate. It's a lot of people. I don't even know if it's an online game. Do you have to be online all the time? Because these new games are a little tricky. These new games are a little tricky. We don't know if this is going to be like a live service game. I don't think it is, but some games you can only be online the whole entire time for the game, which is I didn't really agree with that. And I want to say Xbox is fixing that, where you have to be online. You can be offline now, I think. I don't know when it started. I don't know if it started already or they're going to start it. But you don't have to actually be online 24/7. And that's a pretty cool deal. A lot of people don't know, which one to go with because neither one is going to be running at 60. So it's going to be a tie. And like I go back to say this is the things that Sony does with the blocking rights, stealing from their fan base, upcharging. They got that paywall on everything. They're doing these little exclusive, little nasty, little backdoor deals. They're always trying to keep Xbox down and hold Xbox down. But now that Xbox is clapping back and fighting back, now Sony have a problem with it. Now they're trying to stop performance. First, it was stopping games. It's like, okay, well, now they locked on to it. They kind of know that we're trying to block games from coming. Now they know we have these little tech junkies and these little nerds out here, to pretty much pinpoint every little detail in the game. So, they've been hearing about how smooth Xbox has been running. And hey, if you got people like WB or Square Enix that's willing to bring out a game at the same frame rate, and we know, come on, y'all, this whole entire generation have been about frame rate, resolution, ray tracing. Come on now. And you gonna bring a game out that don't have it, that mean the game wasn't ready. Didn't y'all already push this game back because it wasn't ready? Ain't that's the point of pushing Gotham Knights back? Because it wasn't ready? How long we been waiting on this game? Extra 2-3 years? I mean, unless y'all added a lot of missions in this game. a lot of side missions in this game, because it's like, why? What was the point of just boosting up the frame rate? And from what I'm hearing, I don't even think they're going to be able to patch the game to even run at a faster frame rate, because that would be almost like a remake or a rebuild. And my thing is, I just think WB is being cheap and they're taking the easy way out, but they still want to be in gaming. But they don't want to pay the extra money to give us what we want. I refuse to believe that as good as the Arkham series is, as legendary as Arkham Knights, what is Gotham? Is it Gotham Knights? All of the Arkham series, they can't get this right. You can't get the frame rate right. Like what? Something don't seem a little strange with that. Something don't seem a little off, a little like suspect. Something don't seem a little iffy, a little shaky with that. You mean to tell me, man, you mean to tell me a billion-dollar corporation, WB, one of the biggest comic book franchises, DCEU, biggest franchises in history, the home of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and so many more characters. You can't you can't afford frame rate. Are they in that big of a? Is it Discovery, Warner Discovery? Who is calling the shots now? So I think that is where, you know, WB is in a bad position, like kind of like what Sony is doing. Both of them are in a real bad, confusing situation. WB is, you know, switching between owners left and right. Oh, who sold them? Was it AT&T? Then they went to Discovery or something like that. I forgot. But they're in between owners. So does that have something to do with the budgeting on the game? Like what does that have something to do with, where you push a game back that far, but you can't get, even Halo got the frame rate right, and we all know the condition Halo was in. Halo was in the worst, man, what? Halo was unplayable. It was unacceptable. And they pushed it back 1 year and they got it right. They got the frame rate right. They boosted the graphics. The graphics look amazing. They stopped all the pop-ins. They did a lot. They upgraded Halo. It was acceptable. The gaming community loved it. It's one of the funnest first-person shooter games on Xbox to today. It ain't the best game. They are slow with coming out content, but fun factor. I'm talking about fun factor and frame rate. You know how fun the game is, the gameplay, the mechanics, the smoothness. Halo, it's acceptable. It's playable. Even we can even go to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk came out with a patch. And you mean to tell me Gotham Knights can't come out with a patch, bro? Really? Oh man, I can't, bro. I cannot with these. I cannot with these gaming creators, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, is it a budget? Someone needs to say something. Somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to say, okay, well, this is the reason, because somebody's gonna have to answer. They were telling us how great the game was, right? They've been bringing out all these amazing videos, and you're seeing all the developers talk about the game and all the missions and all the side missions and the story that is going to be telling, and all the villains that we're going to be fighting. They're telling us all these stories, all these great stories, but they left out one key factor that we know that was going to be an issue, and it's how the game runs. How smooth the game is. If it's at 30, it's not going to be smooth. We know that. Come on now. How long have we been in this generation? You're not going to get the smoothest experience if it's at 30. You can even do it on PC. You can bump down the Halo resolution on PC on Game Pass. And if you bump it down to 30, the game is almost unplayable. Now if I take that and I apply that. If I take that and I apply that to Gotham, I'm thinking it's going to be unplayable. And they're going to have to come out with a patch. And they're going to have to boost the frame rate. And that's just off me experimenting, bro. That's just off me experimenting. Like, hey, what if I bump Halo resolution down to 30? I just want to see what's gonna happen. It was so choppy, bro. I was like, oh, it was awful. It was skipping. It was laggy. I say, this is what 30 frames feel like going into next gen consoles and PC now? And you mean to tell me you're not gonna fix that? What? I'm what is the word I'm looking for? I'm appalled. I'm shocked. These Decepticons over there want WB, bro, really? Stop it. Stop it. And I got to let the fan base know what's going down in these gaming streets, man. Because see, like I said before, I'm for the people, man. And I feel like once a gaming console win, we all win that we're rooting for. And then I'm one of them gamers. I'm one of them casual gamers that love a little bit of everything. I like PlayStation. I like PC. I like Nintendo. I like Xbox. I like to experiment. That's just me. Maybe I'm always in the lab. Maybe I'm always, thinking about how we can better the gaming industry. And that's why I'm gonna put some links in the description, guys, so you guys can jump into the Xbox ecosystem or the PlayStation Plus Premium ecosystem by clicking the links down in the description. And if you would like to order games, click the GameFly link in the description so you guys can order games for the low. And I'm gonna leave it right there, guys, because I got some things to do. So make sure you smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you guys can be notified on all of the new latest and greatest news in these gaming streets. Thank you and peace.